Live and alive. Large and in charge. How we all doing tonight? I'm doing great. As I promised everybody yesterday, I'm going to do a live stream to talk about some things, some stuff that's happened over the past few days, specifically on Wednesday. So, we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about it very quickly. Just down here in downtown Johnstown, Pennsylvania, doing a live stream here. I'm going to try and maybe get so we can see. There we go. That's better. How about that? There we go. Now we can fully see me and the tree. Everything's good. This guy's going to back into my truck. Cool. Speaking of my evil murder truck, well, about a year ago, well, it was over a year ago, in August of 2023, several police officers started accusing me of driving my truck around with no inspection sticker. And while those accusations may be founded in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, there are several situations and reasons why you can have your vehicle uninspected legally. One of those reasons is if the vehicle has been out of state for 30 days or more, and then you have 10 days to have it re-inspected. Well, maybe some police officers got a little bit confused about how many different Chevy Silverados I own, because I own more than one. I own several. I happen to own more than one green Chevy Silverado. This one that I drive is me and my dad's. My SS is broken down, and it's been broken down for a while, so I started driving this one. So we're going to go back, and I'm going to go through the timeline real quick, okay? So it was August. It was the third Monday of August last year in 2023 when Officer Ian Oslasky of the West Hills Regional Police Department saw my truck at the Southmont Borough Council meeting. That Southmont Borough Council meeting, it was a rather heated meeting. I mean, there was cursing and swearing going on, and people there to disparage me and be mean to me and try and take my rights away, which they ended up doing. And fast forward a few, so that was the day the truck had been out of state from the end of June until the middle of August, okay, and that was the month that it needed to be out of state. So I had 10 days to have it inspected, which I had every intention of doing. In fact, I had an appointment to have it inspected the following Monday. Well, Officer Oslasky decided to pull me over up in Westmont. I pulled into the Rite Aid. He stopped me, and he ended up citing me for no inspection sticker and for not showing my driver's license, which if you watch the video, and that's the video that says I was carjacked by West Hills Regional Police, because I was carjacked. By definition, I was carjacked, and I'll get to that in a second. So I got carjacked by the West Hills Regional Police, okay? And why I say that is, if somebody would walk up to me right now with a gun and say, hey, well, not me, because the people are allowed to do that to me, but if somebody would walk up to anybody else with a gun and say, hey, I'm taking your car, that's a carjacking. So Ian Oslasky and Chris Keslak and former Chief Ed Fisher approached me and said, we're taking your truck. They gave me 2 citations, then a tow truck came, and they took my truck away. It cost me $344.44 to get my truck back that afternoon. Well, Magistrate Marianne Zanghai decided to she didn't hold me to the standard of reasonable doubt. She didn't bother to read the law. All she did was she said, well, I'm holding you to the standard that I hold myself to, and I get my vehicle inspected every year. Why didn't you? I said, well, I was planning on it she said, I don't care about the rules or anything. It wasn't inspected, so you're guilty. And I told her, I said, I will be back to sue that officer for the money, and I am going back on Monday to at least file a small claims court, to get that money back, because I'm not playing around with you guys. You thought I was. You showed up in court every time to try and fight me, even after you knew that you were going to lose. So therefore, I am going to sue you. Your qualified immunity is gone. So okay. So anyway, that was on Friday. That was on a Friday afternoon. He towed my truck. Monday, when I got my truck inspected, Officer Jeff Novotny, former officer Jeff Novotny, because Jeff Novotny resigned from being a police officer because he harassed me. Okay, I'm not the first. This isn't the first resignation he was forced to do either. He beat up his wife, and the Johnstown Police Department forced him to resign back in 2002, I believe, or 2003. So this is now his second forced resignation because of police misconduct. So I sued him because he pulled me over okay, so he works for Upper Yoder Township, and the Westwood Plaza is in Lower Yoder Township. Yeah, I flipped him off. I went like this. I flipped him off. And he stopped me for that. He said he stopped me for disorderly conduct. He wrote up 6 different charges for me that day, and they went to 4 different county district attorneys trying to get them to prosecute me, and not one of them would approve the charges. So I sued him for that, and I won a very substantial settlement. After he pulled me over outside of his jurisdiction, violated my First and Fourth Amendment rights, I went to file a formal complaint with his chief of police, John Blake. My first interaction with John Blake was in November of 2022. I had caught Pennsylvania State Trooper Howe, driving at a very unsafe speed, about 60 to 70 miles an hour up Goucher Street, during the rut for deer. There are students from the Hiram G. Andrews Center who have physical disabilities that walk on Goucher Street all the time, and he was taking one of our state trooper cruisers, $50,000 or $60,000 vehicle, and driving like a lunatic up Goucher Street without his lights on. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to get Chief John Blake to file a charge against this officer, and he told me that he had no jurisdiction to file a charge against a state trooper. No, what he did was he said, okay, so what that translates to is, I'm going to protect my buddy behind the thin blue line. Okay, fine. Okay. So I knew I wasn't going to get much of a response from Chief John Blake when I went to complain about Officer Novotny. Chief John Blake made it also very clear that he was not comfortable with being recorded in the commission of his duties. They make it absolutely certain that they cannot be that it is illegal to record them in their police station. Well, why is it so? Why are they so worried about being recorded if they're not going to do anything nefarious or anything illegal? So, while I don't have video to back that up, I do have email responses from him, because when I spoke to him about the trooper, I didn't record it. Now, and that was the last time I made that mistake. I don't speak to law enforcement without recording them, because I have to hold them accountable because they lie, and I can prove that. So that day, I was pretty upset because I'd been harassed by another police officer. He pulled me over for flipping him off. I have the right to flip off a cop, and I continue to do so, and I will continue to do so until they start honoring the oath they take before honoring the revenue they generate. I will flip them off. So I fast forward to August of 2023, when Officer Novotny violated my First and Fourth Amendment rights, and I say that because that has been proven in court. He did violate my First and Fourth Amendment rights. They offered me a settlement that I took, so he wouldn't be sued. Okay, so let's make that clear. He violated my rights. I can say that is a fact. He did violate my rights. So there's that. So after he violated my rights, I went to John Blake to file a complaint. And because I knew I couldn't record him, I went to the Upper Yoder Township supervisor's office. Okay? And my mother and I had to do some running around. We went running around, and she was with me. And normally when my mother's with me, I will park in a handicap space, because she has a handicap placard. She is completely blind. She can't see anything. So in case she has to pee, even if she's not going to get out, in case she has to go to the bathroom, somewhere, she's an old lady. Sometimes she has to do that, So I park in a handicap spot. So I did that day, and I went into the Upper Yeater Township Supervisors meeting where I ran into Karen Howell, who's the tax collector for Upper Yeater Township. See how small of a circle of nepotism this is around here in Upper Yeater Township? So I was very polite with her, friendly. She was cordial. She was friendly with me. And Chief John Blake, he sent over Officer Greg Lamanti, and he said, well, you have to come over to the police station. I said, I won't do that because I can't record you. Well, then you can't file a complaint. So I went over and I knocked on the door, and Chief Blake handed the form out to me to sign. And he said, it didn't have to be this way. So then I sent him an email about, you need to fire Officer Novotny. He sent me a response, and I don't have it with me here at the time. I'm using my phone right now to get the information, but he sent me a response basically that said, who are you to tell me how to do my job? I hold no ill will for you or no contempt for you, and you can just tell the judge at your upcoming summary hearing. And I'm thinking to myself, for what? A few days later, I get a thing in the mail that I parked in a handicap spot. I wasn't stopped. I wasn't pulled over. But what he did, okay, so later on that day, after I went to file the complaint, I took my mom home. And then I figured, you know what, I still need to do some running around. So I figured I'd run around some more. And I saw all the Upper Yeater Township officers over at the old St. Clement's Church and School harassing a student. So I pulled in and I parked there. And all I was doing was filming, and that video's on my YouTube channel too. I was filming the police cruisers when Chief John Blake screamed at me, you need to stop recording, or I'm going to arrest you. So I was at a church that I go to, in the parking lot, in public. Furthermore, it's a school. I was in public. Okay, it was a public parking lot, and I was told I couldn't record. Why? Because a student. And I've seen comments on Karuna Satori's videos that say that there's some mother who I was recording her child. They want my head. Well, hey, if your kid's in public, I can record them. Your kid was in public. He was being arrested. I was trying to fucking record for your child's protection, not to fuck with the police. I was trying to record so they didn't brutalize your son, which I'd imagine they probably did. So, but we don't know, because I was threatened with arrest if I was going to record anybody. So I got a charge for parking in a handicap spot later on that week. Now, part of the problem is the magistrate's office is in the same building that the police station is in, and the handicap space is in front of the magistrate's office. I asked the magistrate to recuse herself. She refused. So the day of that hearing, my dad and I were running some errands. He dropped me off at the magistrate's office. I walked in, and he parked his truck where Officer Novotny had painted 2 lines across the street near my house. And he wasn't using it for traffic control. He was painting those lines so he could sit there and harass me, and so he could sit across from my house and watch me, which he did for over a month. Okay, so that was Thursday, September 21st, I believe, of 2023, and there happened to be an Upper Yeater Township meeting later on that day. So, and during this time also, Sarah Dishong, aka Karuna Satori, was actively filing false reports and saying that I was harassing her, saying that I was doing all this illegal shit, when, I mean, like, I'm sitting in downtown Johnstown right now on Main Street. I can absolutely do that, and nobody can stop me from driving on the street. So, or parking on the street. And that's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing here now. I'm doing this live stream, sitting in public, on a public street, minding my own business, because I figured I would. I'm out and about, and it's Christmas, and I want to sit by the Christmas tree and watch all the lights, and that's what I'm doing. So I had false reports filed against me, countless. So they figured they had justification. And my next door neighbor, the Gaboricks, her Tracy Gaboric's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, I guess, whatever he is, Chris Kurtz, who is a known crack dealer and a known cocaine dealer. He was friends with Jeff Novotny, and I guess Officer Novotny promised some of these people that he would start harassing me. So he was sitting across from my house. And my dad parked my truck over there, and he decided to tow it. My dad and I were sitting at my kitchen table having a cup of coffee, and I heard a backup alarm, and I was like, hey, they're towing my truck. And I went out, I walked down the street, and there he was, there Eastmont Auto was towing my truck. So Officer Novotny didn't do anything. I guess my dad didn't park it far enough away from the stop sign. They said, well, he did, But Jeff Novotny said he parked 26 feet away from it, and when we saw the body cam footage, it didn't clearly show where the measurement was. I think the truck was probably about 35 to 40 feet away from the stop sign, but he said it was 28 feet. If you know how it works in court, it's what a police officer says. It's not like the body cam footage. When it's coming to a measurement, they could show it on a body cam that it measured one thing, but because if they say a different measurement, the judge has to go by what he says, not what he sees. So there was a problem there. Oh, he parked, it was 26 feet away. Well, the problem was he charged me. My father parked the truck there and we're co-owners. Well, he charged me. I didn't park the truck there, and I could prove that. So my dash cam could prove that. I had the dash cam footage that I didn't park the truck there. And when I saw the truck being taken, I called 911. I reported my truck stolen. They told me that my truck wasn't stolen. And then they told me they referred me to the state police. So I called the state police, and the state police referred me to the district attorney's office. The district attorney then told me that the state police put a hold on my truck, and I needed to contact them. So I contacted the state police, and then the state police told me that I had to contact Upper Yoder Township. So there was a meeting that night. So I went to the Upper Yoder Township supervisor's meeting. That's when I saw Sarah Dishong licking Jeff Novotny's ear. So I mean, I know there's a collusion there, so to everybody that comes to my videos to watch, that is one of her fans or one of her supporters or one of her lovers or somebody that has paid her for fellatio or whatever, okay? She cost one cop his job, and it's going to be a few more till it's said and done, because she lied and they believed her, and all of her cop buddies are being fired because they decided to harass me. So let's get that straight too, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about her and that, because that's the end of that, okay? I went to the meeting, and the supervisor said there was nothing they could do. My father talked to Chief John Blake, where John Blake said to my father, "Your son is a problem. You're about to see how big of a fucking problem I really am now. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch them take your job from you now. You thought it was okay to harass me and brutalize me. Well, I think it's okay for me to watch you be fired now. You don't deserve to be a cop." Anyhow, besides that, my days in court came. I went to Magistrate Marianne Zanghai's office with the Slasky. I was found guilty. It was just like the Bob Dylan song "The Hurricane" says, the trial was a pig circus. Yeah, I didn't have a chance. She decided that, and she cited that, well, he's a good cop. I've known him for years, and he wouldn't lie. Well, I watched him lie. Okay, he said that he towed my truck because he determined it to be unsafe because there was no sticker in it. Well, does that mean that any vehicle that doesn't have an inspection sticker in it, say from Maryland or another state that doesn't have an inspection sticker, does that make it? Does he determine all those vehicles to be unsafe? He should, and he better. And if he doesn't, it's going to cost him his job. That's where it's at. If you harass me, it's going to cost you your job, and I'm going to get paid a lot of money from the insurance companies that insure your departments. I've done it once, and I'm going to do it a couple more times. I don't care. You deserve it. You go around fucking thinking you can play games like that with people's freedoms and with their lives and with our fucking fears, and you think that why? Because why? Because I've had run-ins with you people before. I just deserve it? No. I will fight you people kicking and screaming like I have been. Okay. So anyway, I was found guilty. Marianne Zanghai found me guilty to do her buddy, Slasky a favor. And then a few weeks later, Sue Gindelsberger, who happens to be the cousin of Bob Amistedi, who is an Upper Yoder Township supervisor, there again, there's more nepotism, she found me guilty of parking in a handicap space, and she found me guilty of parking my truck over on Delia Street where I didn't. My dad did. So I appealed those. Now, if you watch my videos, I also filed an appeal last year in Westmoreland County myself, and I won. I was pretty nervous that I wasn't going to, but then through doing it, I got a little bit of confidence in knowing what I know and knowing how to keep my facts straight and how to just cite the law. And it's pretty easy to beat a reactionary feral pig cop in court, as long as you don't listen. When they want to speak with you, you just shut up. You don't speak. You don't answer questions. You don't do any of that. Okay, you absolutely don't answer questions. Shut the fuck up. You don't have any obligation to tell them about your day. You want to know why they are contacting you and how soon you can leave. That's the only thing you want to know. You don't want to know why they stopped. You just want to know how soon you can leave. Okay. So I was found guilty. Now, it was kind of funny that day because normally police officers for a small traffic infraction or parking ticket, they handle themselves in court. Chief John Blake and Officer Novotny didn't know how to handle themselves in court with me, so they brought an assistant district attorney down to fight their fight for them. And he made my mother cry. He questioned her credibility because she was blind, and he made her cry. Made a 75-year-old blind woman cry. Think about that for a minute. Made a fucking 75-fucking-year-old woman fucking cry. She questioned her fucking credibility. Said she didn't know where she was because she couldn't see. Fuck you, motherfucker. I don't even know what your name is, Mr. Assistant District Attorney, but I won't threaten you on camera because you guys, you'll do something to me about it. But every action has a consequence. Okay? Remember, you made my mother cry. I won't forget that, neither will she. You got to be more worried about the fact that I won't forget it, though. So, I filed the appeals, and I had to wait, okay? I had to wait over a year to get into court. I knew in Cambria County I wouldn't get a fair shake whatsoever. I knew that. I never get a fair shake in Cambria County. They will break the law to put a ruling on somebody. They don't care. Their attitude is appeal it. It's out of our hands. Appeal it. Okay. So I did. I appealed it, and I hired the best criminal defense attorney in this part of the state. I hired Tom Dickey. Not only is he a good man, he's a great attorney, and he's a pretty cool guy too. I mean, he's pretty jovial, and once you get to know him a little bit, man, cutting up with him is a good time, and he keeps me straight, okay? Because I go in there, I get pretty aggravated, and he kept me straight. So a few times he sent one of his helpers, and I was like, listen, Tom, I paid you. You're doing this. And we kept continuing it. And every time I thought that, okay, so in this time, I've sued Officer Novotny, and I've won. And he's resigned. So he actually shouldn't, and he's on workers' comp, okay, because he hurt his hand or something. So he shouldn't actually be in court working in the fashion as a police officer. So if anybody knows how to get accountability out of the workers' comp situation in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, if somebody's working when they're on workers' comp, go ahead and send me a message and tell me how to turn him in for working when he's on workers' comp, because he's collecting workers' comp from the people, and he is working. That's not allowed. Okay, but I have to follow the rules, but he doesn't? Okay. So we went to court, and my attorney first came to me, and he was like, listen, he's like the ADA is going to put your mother on the stand again and rip her apart. And I was like, she's ready for it this time. She's ready for it, and she wants to. She's not afraid. And then he came back to me and said, oh wait, he's not doing it. This woman's doing it. He went over and he spoke with her, and he told her the situation about how I'd been harassed and how I'd been brutalized and how they just decided they were going to do these things to me. And she went, I'm not going to prosecute him. So, and Tom was like, she was like, but you know what? There's a lot of continuances here. There's a lot of money tied up. She said, would he be willing to pay the costs? We will find him not guilty, and he'll be paid. And I said, yeah, I'll pay the costs, no problem. I said, if I'll be found not guilty, fine. You want to get more money out of me? Fine, because I'll get it back. I'm gonna get that $251 back, and then some. Can't wait. That was for the West Hills stuff. They put the costs on that. It was $250. Okay. They right now owe me $250 for that. They owe me $440 for a tow. They owe me some attorney's fees, some pain and suffering, and some compensatory damages. punitive damages also. And they don't think I'm not going to get them. I'm going to get every penny of it, and then some, like I said. So, final outcome is I was found not guilty out of all those charges. I was harassed over, again, my murder truck, because it was legally uninspected a few times last year. Okay? So what? I have friends in fucking West Virginia. Big deal. They borrowed my truck. I'm a friendly guy. You people actually try to get to know me and understand how friendly and helpful I really am and how kind I am. It's because of the shit that I have to take from people like you. From motherfuckers that fucking think they can fucking destroy me and be mean to me and be nasty. I've been dealing with it my whole life. Thank God I knew it. Thank God I met my friend Josh up in Williamsport and I know how to fight back now. And frankly, I don't really even need him. I use him, and I shouldn't say I use him because he's actually a friend of mine, but I use his services as an attorney to help me navigate through the system of the federal courts. Because there's an update on that too. Tuesday I have a phone conference with the judge so through all of this, I went to an Upper Gator Township meeting and I was told that they wouldn't do anything about it in September. And every month I've been going back. In February, I was arrested for wearing my body camera. And I sued them for throwing me out of the meeting and for being arrested. Tuesday, I have a phone conference with the judge on that hearing. Because I am my own attorney. I'm working pro se. And I'm curious to know what she has to say. She might throw the case out. She might admonish me. I don't know. But she also might give me good news. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't have much faith in the justice system, but every once in a while, you do get justice. I got justice on Wednesday. I was accused of some crimes. I was found guilty so in Pennsylvania, magistrates don't need any legal background. They can be Marianne Zanghai and Sue Gindelsberger were both secretaries for magistrates, and because they were secretaries and they think they know the paperwork system, they got themselves elected. They're not attorneys. They don't know the law. They go to a little class in Harrisburg and teach them basically to find everybody guilty so they can appeal it. They don't teach them what the law is. They don't teach them the nuances, and they should. And as I've been saying in a lot of these videos that I've made about these things, you'd be amazed the power of an apology. You'd be amazed if you would reach out to me and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. I was told to brutalize you by my boss. It was either hurt you or my job, and I chose my job, or whatever the case may be. I don't know what the case is, but I want to know. And if it takes me having you explain to it under deposition why you did it, that's fine too. That's pretty lucrative for me. You should have seen John Blake squirming at the mediation hearing for Jeff Novotny. Squirming. He was so upset. They were going to be held accountable for brutalizing somebody over flipping off a cop. Yeah, I know it's no big deal. I get flipped off all the time. I don't go arresting people for it. I'm sitting in public right now. There are cameras all over me. I don't have people arrested for videotaping me or having a camera on them. But these people think they have this power over me or over you or over anybody, and they don't. They do if you don't hold them accountable. So, have you ever been picked on by a fucking law enforcement authority or official? I fight for you. I don't just do this for myself. If you don't actually actively exercise your rights, you don't have rights. They won't protect them for you. Make no mistake about that. They will take them away from you and they will violate your rights. It's their job. By definition, their job is to put you in a jail cell and take your money, potentially hurt you and kill you and ruin your life and destroy your family. They're not there to help you or protect you and serve you. They're only there to hurt and harm. Think about it. Let's think about it this way, okay? Somebody points a gun at you and shoots you. If you call the police, is that going to prevent them from pointing the gun at you and shooting you? No. They're going to come and clean up the mess afterwards. What good does that fucking do? It doesn't do any good. So don't give them the credit. They don't put out all these fires and deal with these tough situations. They put themselves into those situations. If you wouldn't try and put handcuffs on people and take them away from their family and their loved ones over stupid shit like weed and inspection stickers, maybe people wouldn't hate you. Ever think of that? Probably not. Because one day you thought, I'm going to go to the police academy and I'm going to be a cop and I'm going to do good. No, you're not. You're only going to fucking hurt people. And that's a given. That's a fact. Like you hurt me. You created me and people like me. Bad cops created the First Amendment audit community. And it's a great community, and man, do we look out for each other. I share countless videos of other auditors. People share my videos. And there are a lot of people that are pretty damn appalled about the way police departments act towards people. It makes me sick. And that's why, like I said, I have absolutely made it my life's journey to hold any police officer who has ever violated my rights accountable. And if I find out that they violated somebody I love's rights, I will hold them accountable for that. It's just as simple. If you don't want to get sued, if you're a cop, when you got hired, the day you got hired, you swore an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. That comes before making that arrest. That comes before making that drug bust. That comes before getting that speeding ticket. It comes before, arresting that drunk driver. Our rights come first. And if you violate them and you didn't know you violated them, you need to educate yourself, and then you need to apologize to the person you violated them. And when they sue you, you need to just pray that the court goes easy on you, because your department is insured. It's not coming out of your pocket. There should be a rule. If you violate somebody's rights, you don't get to be a cop anymore. Not Upper Yoder, if any Upper Yoder officials are watching, we're going to get some, you need to get some police accountability. Okay, so Paul Pioli, the Upper Yoder Township Police Commissioner, was at these hearings. Why was he there? Is he going to hold these officers accountable? Is he going to fire them? Doubt it. But he should. How many places have you worked? How many jobs have you had where you did something wrong and you got fired for it? I know pretty much every place I ever worked, I got fired if I did something wrong. So a lot of these cops who still have done something wrong, how are they going to do anything? Why isn't anything being done to them? So I think that's about it regarding Wednesday. I woke up Thursday morning, actually, so happy for the first time in a very long time. The song from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, it's such a good feeling to know you're alive. That song came over my mind, man. I sat up out of bed. I stood up, and I had to sit back down again because it choked me up a little bit, man. I never feel happy and good to be alive, but I did yesterday morning, because I didn't have to deal with the shit. I wasn't punished because of somebody's lies or somebody's perception about me. The facts of the situation came through, and justice was served. I was found not guilty. The district attorney chose not to prosecute me based on the defense that I had, based on the evidence they had. And it's appalling to me that the magistrates have a policy of, we just find everybody guilty. That needs to change. This community around here hurts because a lot of people are poor. And there's a very finite echelon of people who have. And magistrates and attorneys and public officials and these elected officials, they're part of that regime that have something. And they don't think anything of it to order you to take your money away or take your freedom away or take your life away. They don't care. They'll do it. They'll continue to do it. Unless you fight them kicking and screaming. So, on this Black Friday, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope everybody's holiday season is joyous and prosperous and happy. We all deserve that. Nobody deserves to feel unhappy or feel sad or feel unwanted or unloved or hated. Because you're not. Maybe you are. But how you look through the comments on my channel and how many people who don't even know me will put hateful, evil, nasty messages on behalf of somebody they don't even know either. Somebody who would piss on them if they upset them. Somebody who, based on their mood, will slander and defame somebody, and they don't care. How many nasty comments do I have to endure on a daily basis? That's why I always say, if you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. Because I see all the comments, and you see your comment. Not everybody sees all the comments. And if you know, that's not how YouTube works, but you can comment, and you'll see the comment forever. I have the ultimate say of the comments that get published. So you might think you're putting a zinger in on me or making a point about something, but you're not. I read it. A lot of times I publish ones that I think are ironic or funny, okay, or stupid, that are just there to hurt me. All it does is just prove that all you're trying to do is hurt me. There's nothing to do with trying to convey information. So it's cool though. But, and again, I've been accused of being a woman hater and all these nasty. I don't hate people. Far from it. I know I'm hated, and I still wake up every day trying to spread a little bit of love. Maybe I don't spread the love your way because I know you hate me, but believe me, I spread love around all day, every day to people that I know love me. And believe it or not, contrary to what everybody thinks or wants, there's some people out there that really do fucking love me. Close to 15,000 on my YouTube channel right now actually fucking love me. Thank you, everybody, for that. This has been a great year for me in terms of growth on my YouTube channel. I never thought I could actually be a content creator that people wanted to see what I had to say, but people do. And even if you don't want to see what I have to say and you're really coming here to be mean to me, great. That's still getting me paid too. It's not much, but I'm still getting something. So continue watching my videos, continue commenting. But I'm a human being too, and I have feelings. How would you like it if you treated me the way some of the commenters have treated me? How would you like it if you were treated that way? Or if it was your name that somebody was using for fame and fortune? And using their children's names for views? Because that's what it's about. How can you say you love your children, you protect them so much when you held a gun to your son's head? Do we not want to talk about the fact that the children were taken away? Because that's a fact too. Because we held a gun, and you know, we threaten to use that gun all the time. But you know, we still have a concealed carry permit. Okay. I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't speak about that anymore. Still bothers me that she gets a pass. So go ahead, comment. Tell me what you really think about that situation too. I want to know. 2025 is gonna be another year of accountability. 2024 was all me. Was a big learning curve, me figuring out the moves and how to do it. Now I know how to do it. The point where if I choose not to hire an attorney, I don't have to. Now what? It all stems back to the fact that I wanted to be a shop teacher. But some prick cop decided he wanted to bust me for weed. And that took away my opportunity to be a teacher. I wanted to teach shop like my favorite teacher in school, who happened to be an Upper Yoder Township supervisor for years, who really disappointed me the way he treated me. Standing behind bad police and the government, I went out to his house and spoke to him. To the other Upper Yoder Township supervisors, Ed Barzensky, you were quoted as saying, "You'll never apologize to me." I'm going to make you eat those words. You will apologize to me. Either in words or in money, but you will apologize to me. I can promise you that. I didn't really know which way I was going to do this direction of this live stream. I appreciate everybody that's watched and everybody that subscribes and all that shit. And I need to get home. It's pretty nasty out. It's been snowing like crazy a little bit here all afternoon. It's pretty greasy out. But thank you all for watching. Again, like I said, really appreciate it. Worked 41 minutes, 42 minutes. Tree's really pretty. It's playing music. That's cool. So, as always, appreciate you coming by and appreciate you coming by and watching my videos and sticking around for this live stream and enjoying my content. And as always, like I said, if you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. And we're gonna have a couple more live streams here in December. We got the Southmont Borough Council meeting, with the Upper Yoder Township Supervisors meeting, and we have the West Hills Regional Police Commission meeting this month. I will be going to that one too, because they are going to be answering to me now. And if they want to stonewall me, that's that. I'm begging, pleading with you people. You don't stonewall me. Address it. I understand if you don't know how to do your job, okay? But I can explain it to you. You need to get the checkbook out. Okay, you need to compensate me right now. Okay. Look, at this point, you're still getting sued. Okay, that is okay. Ian Oslavsky, John Blake, Ed Fisher, Chris Keslak, Jeff Novotny. You're all getting sued. Okay, you can't get out of it. Okay, you violated my rights. You cannot get out of it. You are getting sued, either by me or by my attorney. I haven't decided which way I'm going to go with that yet, but it's going to happen. So just be aware of that. It'll be happening here, probably sooner than later. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it at the end of 2024 or the beginning of 2025. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the most painful for your insurance companies and how, if at all possible, you don't get indemnified and it has to come out of the tax money or out of your own pocket, if I can help it. So, it's just like that. You chose a career path that was to hurt people and to hate, okay, and you do it in the name of public safety, in the name of good, but it's not good. I'm the opposite, okay? I'm on a mission to fucking spread love, okay? I'm the Johnstown president of the chapter of the International Groovy Motherfuckers, and that ain't our thing. That's not our thing, We just want people not to hurt people and bother them, leave people alone, and that really doesn't exist. But it'd be cool. It'd be a lot cooler if it did. I would definitely start a chapter of the International Groovy Motherfuckers. So, thank everybody for listening to me ramble for the past 40 some odd minutes. I needed to explain a couple of things to my channel viewers and my channel haters. I needed to explain a thing or two about what's been going on. And like I said, I promised a live stream yesterday, but you know what? I was in such a good mood yesterday that I didn't really feel like turning on my phone and live streaming. So if you don't like it, I don't know. Go fuck yourself. I guess. I don't really know what to tell you about that, but no, I watched Christmas Vacation and I watched Christmas Story because I like to do that on Thanksgiving. So that's what I did. Instead of coming out here and wasting this time explaining things that I already know to people that don't know me. But again, like I said, I really appreciate everybody that watches, and don't make it think that I don't care, that it's just, I had better shit to do. So, sorry. Um, again, so this, I'm going to do it now. All right? I'm going to end the video now. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for stopping. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check back later. Thanks again. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble, goo. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to do. Peace out. I don't know what rhymes with out other than trout. I'm going to go. See y'all later. Tater. I don't know, man. That's all I got. All right. Peace out. Bye-bye. Thanks. Am I sure I want to stop streaming? Yes, I do. Okay.